How's it going out there, folks? Welcome back to That Car Vlog channel. If you don't already know, my name is Andy, and this thing next to me today is the all-new, fully redesigned 2024 Lincoln Nautilus Black Label, the top of the line. This is going to be a sweet car. Let's check this thing out. But before I get started, I need to thank the folks here at Ted Russell Lincoln of Knoxville, Tennessee for allowing me to borrow this Nautilus for today's review. Once you get done watching here, make sure to go to the description where you'll find a link to their website where you can check out their amazing inventory of Lincoln vehicles. They got this brand new redesigned Nautilus. There's going to be a brand new Navigator soon. Lincoln's doing some pretty great things, so make sure to check them out once you're done watching. So we'll start out here looking at the front of the car like I do in most of my reviews and checking out this big, huge grille. This is a really nice grille. Got these little, I don't know what you call them, little jewels or whatever these are right here. That looks really, really nice, really classy. Big open grille, a little bit more grille down here. Your radar sensors are right here in the center. Talking about lighting, you can see you've got these nice bright triple beam LED headlights for both your low beams and your high beams. Then right here running on the side and along the bottoms, you got your LED running lights. Underneath that is your turn signal. And I like that it's kind of a sequential sweeping turn signal. That's kind of cool. We're gonna make our way across the nose of the car and you're gonna see that LED running light strip runs all the way across to the other side. And of course, right here in the middle is your Lincoln logo that lights up. That's really cool. Come over here, here's your mirror image on the other side. I think it's a really good looking light signature on this car. Stepping back and looking at the front of the car overall, it's a pretty good looking design. I do like the way this thing looks. It's a little bit aggressive, but it's really classy. It looks really nice. And the front end also does a neat trick. Check out the light animations when I unlock the doors. That's kind of cool. Now let's lock the doors. And they fade away. Making our way down the side of the car, you're gonna see these big 10-spoke, 22-inch machined aluminum wheels right here. I really do like the way these things look. These are the wheels that you get on your Black Label, and I think they're some of the best looking wheels that you can get on a Nautilus, period. Come back up to the fender, you got this little piece right here that continues onto the door, and you've got the Nautilus name right here. And check out how long this piece of trim is, just to show off the Nautilus name. It's a good looking badge and a great color contrast. I really think that looks great on this car. While we're looking at the side, I'm sure you probably noticed your Nautilus is actually a two-tone car. So you got this white down here on the bottom or whatever color you choose. And then up here, this all black top right here. I mean, it's all black. There's the roof. I mean, that's just a really nice look. I think it's a great look on a luxury car and really a good look on cars overall. Right here, of course, your side view mirrors with your integrated turn signal lights right there in the side. Those are kind of some good looking turn signal lights, I think. Now you're staring at the side of this thing and I'm sure you're wondering, where in the world are the door handles on this car? Well, this is kind of cool. So several years back on the final generation Lincoln Continental, I say final generation because Ford Lincoln does not make sedans anymore. They introduced a special type of door handle on the Continental and they've reintroduced it here on the redesigned Nautilus. So if we look at this lower window trim right here, you can see all of a sudden it kind of juts out right here. This is actually your door handle. Right here on the inside, you can see there's a button right there. So we're just gonna take and we're gonna push that button, open that door right up. I like that. That's kind of cool. That's a really nice, classy, clean look. You don't have any very obvious door handles poking out, ruining the nice, pretty lines of the car. With this black top, you can barely see these door handles unless, of course, you're looking for them or you know what you're looking at. And of course, they're electronic. What a nice touch. I love that. That's, heads up, I'm gonna say classy a lot in this video. I have a weird feeling that I'm gonna do that. Now, Lincoln also did employ the use of some, I wanna say chrome, but maybe just silverish, shiny trim on these cars, but they didn't overdo it. So you got a little bit right down here on the lower part of the door. You got a little bit of shiny silver right here along the window line all the way back. Right here, you got a nice shiny roof rail. A little bit of contrast, kind of breaks up the black. It looks really nice. Now we're gonna come in and zoom in on this rear window right here, and you can see where this trim ends. And coming down the glass from that, look at that little design right there in the glass. It's kind of cool. I mean, it kind of sets it off, gives you a little bit more contrast. I guess that's another word that's going to come up a lot in this video. Nice contrast. It looks cool, it looks nice, and it looks classy. I don't know. I kind of like it. Taking a look at the back now, and one thing you're not going to see, at least not immediately on this rear window, is a rear wiper. And that's of course because Lincoln took and they tucked it up behind this third brake light right here. So you do have a rear wiper, you still have that functionality, but you don't have it sticking out, looking all ugly and breaking up the beautiful lines of this car. Now look at the lighting on the back of the new Nautilus. You got this nice light bar that runs all the way across the back gate of the car and of course all the way off to the sides and kind of down a little bit. And then underneath that, check it out. Instead of just having a Lincoln badge or lettering up here on the metal part of the gate, you've got Lincoln lit up underneath the light strip here on the back of the car. Now that is a really nice touch. That's gonna look really good at night. And that's actually half the reason why I'm filming it underneath here, because that sunlight would just ruin my chances of showing you guys this. This is really nice. And of course, they made sure your turn signals were nice too. If I hit the left signal right here, you're gonna see it's this nice kind of sequential sweeping signal going kind of down the side of the car. It's a nice look, I think. And of course, just like up front, you get a little bit of light animation. When I unlock the doors right here, you're gonna see how this light animates. And when we lock the doors, that's kind of neat. And to finish up out back, coming down below, right here's your red reflectors. This is where they also put the reverse lights on this car, nice and low to the ground. And then you can see this piece of trim right here. That's kind of interesting. You have this piece of trim on both sides of the car, but this is not where your exhaust comes out. It's not even fake exhaust. In fact, your exhaust comes out right here. You do have dual exhaust. You have one coming out each side, but they come out underneath the car. This is literally just styling. Stepping back and looking at the car overall, just check out the overall shape of this vehicle. I think it's a really nice looking car. It does have a little bit of sportiness to it, but it has a lot more classiness to it. I think they did a good job mixing those two types of styles. It's a pretty car. I mean, I really do like the way this thing looks. All around, I think Lincoln did a great job on the redesign of this new Nautilus. It's time to get in the car, but first, check out the key here. It is a standard Ford key. Nothing special about that. It is a Lincoln logo on the back of the key, but pretty much Ford Lincoln, you're gonna get the same key no matter what. But before we actually open the door and get in, look here at the pillar. You can see here's a little lock keypad. That's something Ford's been doing since the 90s. And of course, now it's capacitive touch. That way you can program a code, lock the keys in the car, whatever you need to do, punch that code in to be able to unlock the car and get in. Now, let's go ahead and open the doors with those awesome special door handles and check out the interior of this car. Now, first talking about the colors that you see. Now, whenever you buy a Lincoln, especially a Black Label, you don't choose an interior color, you choose an interior theme. So for your Nautilus Black Label, you get two themes. You get this one here, which is called Chalet. You see it's got this nice white or maybe cream color with this dark black, maybe charcoal accent color right here. Nice two-tone all over the place. I mean, this is a good looking interior. Look here how it looks on the door panel. It looks really nice. The other theme you can get on the Nautilus Black Label is Redwood, which is really nice, luxurious, reddish brown kind of theme in it. I think it looks really nice. We don't have that here, though. We do have the Chalet. Take a look here at the door panel in detail. You got a lot of stuff going on here. Right here, you got kind of the black leather trim right here with your contrasted white right here, that Chalet theme. This shiny part right up here, which actually hides a different feature we'll show in a second. Got 3-seat memory seatings right here, your full array of power windows, locks, and mirrors. Here, of course, are the speaker grills, upper and lower, for your 28-speaker Revel audio system. Great sounding system, and just love the style of those aluminum grills. Right here's your door release from the interior. You're actually pulled back on that to open the door. It's kind of interesting. Down below your speakers, you got a little bit of storage right here. Not a whole heck of a lot, but it's pretty nice. As we turn from the door, we'll glance right here at the door sill where you got this nice aluminum sill plate with Lincoln stamped into it. And here are the controls for your 30-way adjustable power front driver's seat. Look at this. Look at this seat, how nice it looks, first of all. Perforated leather, because it is heated and cooled. All kinds of different adjustment points for this thing. Most of your controls are going to be right down here for your seat bottom, for your back. And right here, these two controls right here are going to control your thigh supports. Check that out. That's going to be nice for a long road trip, or maybe somebody's got long legs. You're definitely going to want those. That's a nice luxury touch. While we're still down low, we're gonna look right here in the center console. We're gonna have a little bit of storage space right up here underneath this main level where all the controls are. So you can kind of hide things down here, whatever you want. I'm not gonna say you can put a purse in there, maybe a wallet, maybe some phones, keys, whatever, maybe something you don't want sitting in the floor or in the seats, but you want to be able to quickly access it. That's a nice space for that right there. Take a look at the dash, starting off down low right here to the left side of the wheel. Here's your electronic parking brake. You got controls for your rear hatch, for your fuel door, and here's your headlight and gauge brightness controls. Now that we're sat down inside, let's take a look at how Lincoln radically redesigned the interior of this car, and what I think is probably going to be the future of design, at least I hope, because this is kind of cool for Lincoln. Starting here at this steering wheel. Now you can see this is not a circular steering wheel. It's kind of flattened up at the top and the bottom. It's kind of an oval shape of sorts. And I will say it takes a minute to get used to palming this thing around if you drive like that, but otherwise it's not too bad to use. You got some capacitive controls right here on the right side and on the left side right here. And I like how they light up in the center so you can easily see them at night. We'll look here in a second at how those work, at what those do. But right now, that's the steering wheel. There's not a lot on this thing. Behind that, you get your standard stocks. Here's your wiper controls over here, your signal controls over here. And right here is the electronic eyes that monitor you when you've got Blue Cruise activated. We might be able to talk about that one later, I don't know. And now we're gonna look at the wildest and kind of the coolest redesign in the brand new Nautilus interior. And that is this massive 48-inch screen that runs all the way from one side of the dash to the other. You actually do have two panels right here. They're kind of split down the middle right there. You can see where the map is over here and the audio is over here. But this thing is really cool, and we're gonna take a look at this thing in depth. So first, looking right here directly in front of the driver, you've got the driver information display right here, and this thing is really cool. Kind of looking at a few details right here. You got an image of the car right here, kind of on a road, but it's almost more like a cosmic starry road. I'm not really sure what you call that. Kind of looks like it's floating in the galaxy. That's kind of cool. Of course, that's where all your driver aids are going to be, your lane keeping assist, following distance for adaptive cruise, that kind of thing. Most cars have something like that. I love the way Lincoln does it in here. Big digital speedometer right there. You got your speed sign that just went away right there. Fuel gauge here off to the side. Important information up top like fuel range. Over here, of course, is, you know, your gear selector position, engine temperature, compass, and of course your odometer. But you're gonna see this screen incorporates both the driver information and your map screen over here, but this is not just the map screen. This does two functions. It does function as your map. If you have Android Auto connected, which I did for this video, or Apple CarPlay, that's gonna come up right here. You're gonna control everything from the center touchscreen as well. We'll get to that center touchscreen in a minute because it actually has a lot to do with this. But if we put the car in reverse, it's also going to be your backup camera. So you get a nice wide view backup camera right here. On the other side of that split, of course, is going to be your top-down 360 view. This is really nice. And click a button down here in the center screen. It's going to switch you over to this view. It's going to take away your top-down. Of course, you can tell it if you just want just the backup and only the top-down with what looks like maybe parking sensors, or you can turn it on to have the top-down view as well. Put it back in park and that all goes away and it gives you back your map. You remember a second ago I told you we had these capacitive touch pads right here on the steering wheel. They're going to act as your steering wheel controls. Check out what happens when I operate this one here over on the right. It's going to pop up in the gauge screen. You just kind of move it around. This is mostly your audio controls. You're just going to move it to whatever position you want. If you want to maybe turn the volume up, you can do that. Click volume up, down, skip tracks, whatever. Voice commands are down here. That's really cool. The other one off to the side is mostly going to be for your driver aids, so we're going to click on that. Here, of course, it pulls up your cruise control, and this is where you're going to operate just everything. Your following distance, you know, you can increase or decrease your following distance, whatever you want to do. Set your cruise or zoom, whatever. This is going to turn off your lane keeping system. This is really nice, so you don't have to look all the way down at the steering wheel to see what you're controlling on the steering wheel. It all pops up right here, just barely below your line of sight of the road, so you can pay more attention and still, you know, manipulate all these settings. And then we have the passenger side of this screen. Now this is where it gets crazy. So we're actually going to come down here to the center touch screen, and I'm going to go to this icon right here. And now this is where you're going to go to customize that display up there. So if you look at this, you've actually got three panels on this screen. This one's got your audio, this one's blank, this one's got your time over here. But you can take and you can change whatever you want. First of all, you can move these items. So maybe you want your time over here, just bring it over here. It'll move it. You want your audio way over there? Just move it. Kind of cool. And then, okay, what else do you want on that screen? Maybe you want your fuel economy up over here in that screen. Drag it and drop it, and boom, it's sitting right there in that screen. You would take your clock away. You can pull that back down, throw your tire pressure up here. Literally, whatever you want to see up here, you can change what you see in these panels on that passenger side screen. It's nice, such a cool touch. And of course, if you don't want to see anything up there, if that's just a bit too busy for you, click calm right here, and it just turns into almost nothingness. A little picture of what I guess is the night sky or something. I kept saying galaxy, but I think it's a night sky. So you don't have a lot going on over there, not a lot of distractions, just a nice display. But if you want all that back, just click calm again, it turns it off, you get all that information back right there in front of you. I like this. If our future is indeed screens that are never going to go away, I think this is a great way of doing this. Now, one thing I really like about the screen is it actually ends right there just after that last display panel, but then it wraps around into the doors And there in the doors, you see what I was talking about in that shiny black trim, the ambient lighting in this car, which is a nice segue. Let's talk about the ambient lighting in this car. So not only do you get up here on the door, you also get it down here in the footwell, but I think the door is the coolest place. First of all, look at how nice that looks. This elegant swirly design looks really nice. And you can adjust the ambient lighting here in the center screen. Click on the image of the car, go to ambient lighting, and now you're gonna choose whatever lighting color you want. So let's say maybe you don't like the blue, maybe you want red. Click on red, now you got red. This kind of purplish color, you got that. Yellow, green, maybe just kind of white gray color, kind of, you know, subtle, or maybe you just really like blue. But now since I'm over here on the driver's side, we're gonna focus on this door now. Check out what happens when I open the door. That lighting turns red. So if you're parked on a curb at night or whatever, you're getting in and out of the car, this is actually gonna glow in red to hopefully alert pedestrians and cars and bicycles that your door is open so they don't hit it. Close the door back, and it goes right back to the ambient color that you had set already. All right, let's go ahead and check out the 11-inch touchscreen in this car. Now, this is your main control center. This is where you're gonna control what you're gonna see up here on the screens in front of you, but it's also gonna be where obviously you go to set the rest of the car. You got your home icon right here where you're gonna have all kinds of different stuff displayed. Like here's gonna be your maps, even though it's not appearing right now. Audio over here, different kind of settings up here. You can see multiple things all at once on this screen. Click the vehicle tab right here. Go in here to this is where you're gonna change your drive modes. And your drive modes have names like normal, conserve. So this is of course gonna be your more of your eco mode. Excite's gonna be kind of your sport mode. You got slippery, you got deep conditions. So I guess if you're gonna take this thing through the snow or sand, I guess you can do that. But that's where you're gonna go to change your drive modes in the screen. Back out of that. Of course, there was your ambient lighting tab we just dealt with. There's your traction control. You're gonna turn that on or off. Digital scent, this is kind of cool. So kind of like with Mercedes, you're gonna be able to get digital scent cartridges that you can install in this car. I'll show you where those go here in a minute. Back out of that, here's some seat controls. Now this is gonna be a bit more controls than you're gonna have on the side of your seat. Of course, right now you're kind of setting your lumbar support right here. So you just tap whatever area you wanna set. You're gonna increase or decrease that however you want. Change what area you're gonna focus on. You can set your lumbar pretty precisely right here. Go into massage settings, and now you got all kinds of different massages. And oh, apparently it was already turned on to recovery. And oh, excuse me a second. You know what? My back hurts. This feels good. Okay, hang on, sorry. We're gonna get back to it. Anyways, you got all kinds of different massages you can pick right here. You got a circular massage, recovery, or a nice rolling massage. You can choose how intense you want it, 1, 2, 3, or just turn it all completely off. You got that for driver and for passenger. That's really nice that the passenger gets that as well. Go into valet mode, you're gonna be able to set up a pin so you can lock your screen and all your controls out so you have somebody parking this car, they're not gonna be able to mess around with it. Click on vehicle status, you got tire pressure, and you got your oil life right here. That's about all there is into there. And of course your settings tab to change all kinds of different vehicle settings. We're not going to go through that in detail, but that's where you're going to find that. And you've also got a button right in here to click to open your rear lift gate. Click down here below the vehicle tab. Here's your apps. Of course, you got all the baked in Google stuff. This is an Android based system. You've got your maps, your Play Store, Google Assistant. Of course, you got all the stuff you're going to expect. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, YouTube, Google News, podcasts, all this great stuff. Of course, we already covered this, so customize your display tab. And then of course, click right here, and this is where you're gonna find your map. Now this is of course a Google map. You do have Google baked in, but I've also got Android Auto hooked up to this thing. It's a pretty responsive system actually. It's nicely responsive to your touch. You can drag it pretty easily. No problems here. It's pretty much like a smartphone. It is an Android based system. Not bad. And then down here along the bottom, you've got your climate controls. Now these are on the screen, but they are always right here set in front of you. And so let's just check out what we got here. Right here you got your temperature controls for your driver's side. Passenger side, you do have dual zone climate controls. Fan speed right here, auto AC. Of course, you got your defroster settings, AC. Click right here on this seat and steering wheel. You got controls for your heated seats and for your cooled seats and for your heated steering wheel. Of course, over here you got the same thing on the passenger side, except there's no steering wheel over there. And then right here in the center, we're gonna click on this, and it's gonna pull up even more climate controls. That's gonna be, of course, you'll go in here to turn it off. You're gonna choose your positioning, where you're gonna have it blowing in your face, your feet, whatever. If you wanna sync or unsync the two zones. And then right here in the center, this is how you're going to aim your dashboard vents. So looking down here, you're gonna see this is the vent right below the gauge screen, and you got more vents up here, kind of one right here, one way over there, kind of on the passenger side. You got this one over here on the driver's side. First of all, I do like how they're integrated into the car. They look nice and flowing lines with the two different levels of the dash. Anyways, you can see you can't just adjust these things physically. You do have to be in this tab right here, kind of like on a Rivian. You're going to drag these things into whatever position you want them to be in. I don't know how I feel about that. Most people are going to say they hate it. To each their own. It's kind of a neat way of doing it, but I'd say some old school people are definitely going to wish that they had physical controls for the vent positioning, but that's where we are now. Coming down from that, you got these piano key type transmission controls right here. You can see we're in park right now, maybe drive, reverse, whatever. It's all controlled here on these piano keys. A little bit of nice looking wood finish right here underneath that. And of course, on this array of buttons, you get your hazards right here, your parking sensors here. Here you get your drive mode button. If you click on that, that's going to be the other thing. It's going to take you into that drive mode screen to select your drive mode. Turn that off, and that's going to get you out of there. Right up on top here, you got your max defroster, and right here is the button with a camera on it, and that's going to take you into your camera settings. Now, you do have a front-facing camera on this thing as well. Look at that right there in the big screen, and here's all the controls for that camera right here. So this right here is going to allow you to choose, do you want the surround view, or do you want to get rid of that surround view? You can get rid of it. Then off here to the side, you're going to see this is how you're going to zoom in your surround view right here. So maybe we want to look more closely at the front passenger side. Click on that, and it's going to zoom in on the front passenger side. Zoom out, maybe you want to look at the rear driver side. You can zoom in and look right at that, get a close-up view of whatever is sitting next to your car. Kids, pets, curbs, whatever you don't want to hit, you'll be able to see all that right here. And right here in the center, you got this like crystal type of knob. Let me turn this light off. And you're going to see it's actually lit up in a ring underneath there. It looks nice. That's going to be your power button for your audio as well as your volume control. Going back from that, you got this nice roll top lid. Pull that back and it reveals a wireless phone charger, USB type A and C ports with a small storage space behind those, and dual cup holders. And if you don't want to see those, just roll that lid forward and you don't have to see any of that. Then you got your center console right here. It's a nice white leather with more of the contrast, just like on the seats. Open that up, you got a nice, decently deep storage area right here. It's not insanely deep, but it's deep enough you can put some nice things in there. This looks like maybe a space you can put your key fob for whatever reason. Maybe for, I don't know, the battery's dead. I'm not really sure what that's for, but it's shaped like a key fob. Little storage tray right here. Got a light in here for seeing at night, although my light might drown that out. USB charging ports right here, 2 Type-C ports, and a 12-volt round port right here. And then you have the underside of the lid where you're going to see this little compartment right here. Push this button and this is going to open up. And what in the world is that? This is where you're going to install your scent cartridges for that digital scent. Now here's a box of them right here. I'm not going to open it up. It came with the car. But you can get several different scent cartridges that you just click in right there. And then you're going to be able to kind of pump scent into the cabin of the car once those are installed. Over here on the passenger side, you can see you got the same seats that the driver gets. They're really nice seats with the contrasted stitching and piping. I love the way these look. Full power adjustment, of course. Here's your glove box right here. Nothing special about this glove box. It is nice. It's felt lined, so that's kind of nice. It's not insanely huge, but it's not too small. It is a little small, but that's fine. Looking up here at the ceiling, of course, here's your map lights. Nothing special there. Here's the controls for your big sunroof. Here's the controls for your big, huge sunshade. We're going to click that, and that's going to kind of move back. Going to stop it. And you got controls to control this big sunroof right here. Now, it is 2 panels, and only the first panel opens. But still, big panoramic sunroof. It opens up, actually a nice big opening even for it only being half of it. And of course, if you don't want any of that, just close it all right back up. And if it's too bright outside, let's bring that shade closed as well. Of course, here on the visors, here's your home link controls for garage doors and whatnot. Pull that down and you've got your vanity mirrors with the LED lights right here. Time to get into the back now. Starting off looking at the back door panel, looks just the same as the front. You got the same ambient lighting that turns red with the door open. Those same nice aluminum speaker grills for that Revel sound system. Good looking car. Looking here at the back seat, it's still just as nice as the front seat. Oh, look at this little bitty Lincoln logo right up here on this piece of metal trim. I didn't show you that up front, but it is there. Love these nice looking seats. You can seat 3 across. Pull down right here, you get an armrest. You also get a little bit of storage in here, and flip that over, you get cup holders. Or you just put that back and seat 3 people back here. Looking here at the back of the front seats, nice expandable storage pocket. That's pretty nice. Here on the back of each front seat, you get 2 USB Type-C charging ports right here. You got your kids back here. You're driving your adult friends around for business or whatever. They're going to be able to charge their iPhones, Androids, tablets, whatever they got. You can charge it all right back here. Down here on the back of the console, you do not have a 3rd zone climate control, but you still have climate vents, which is nice. And you also have 3-level heated seating back here as well. And down below this climate vent, you get this right here, 110 volt house type plug right here for charging whatever you want, powering things. You got that right here in the back of the car. Sitting in the back, here's your view of that massive panoramic sunroof spanning the first and second rows. Nice big view up at the sky, or in this case, this ceiling right here. Of course, you got your grab handles off the side right here. You get your interior lights right there. And you actually get fairly decent room back here as well. This is my knees compared to the seat right here, and there's a bunch of room. It's not bad back here. I definitely like it. If you're tall, you can fit in the back of this thing. And like I showed you when we opened the door, your ambient lighting does continue back here on your door panels, and you also get it down here in the floor under the front seats. So the back of the car also gets some nice ambient lighting. All right, time to check out the rear cargo area of your new Nautilus. Now it's supposed to have that hands-free kick action opening thing, but I've been trying it since I got here, and yeah, I can't figure out how to make that work. So anyway, let's get into the back of the car. So let's look and see what we can see back here. There's not a lot to look at, but there are some handy things. You got some bag hooks right here that flip out of the side. They hide away when you don't need them. 12 volt round part right here to charge things in the back of the car. And you got these two buttons right here that are going to release your second row seats. Now, keep in mind, these are just for releasing them. They are not full power. So when you're ready to put those back up, you do need to go around to the side and do that manually. Nice cargo light right here. Otherwise, not a lot to see there. Lifting up on the floor here, here's your spare tire, your jack tool, that kind of thing. And a few storage wells for storing smaller items if you really want to. Otherwise, once again, not a lot to see back here. But let's go ahead and talk about space in the back of the new Nautilus. So your rear cargo capacity is going to differ a bit depending on whether or not you get the hybrid or non-hybrid version of the Nautilus. This tester I got today is the hybrid version, but anyway, here are your figures. With your second row up, with your second row in place, your non-hybrid is going to have 36.4 cubic feet of cargo storage space. With the hybrid, you get 35.2, which is about 1.2 cubic feet less. Then if we put that second row down, with the second row down, you get 71.3 cubic feet of storage space. Hybrid gets you 68.6, which is 2.5 cubic feet less than your non-hybrid. So you do still get a pretty nice amount of cargo storage space back here with hybrid or non-hybrid. The difference between the two is fairly negligible, but do keep in mind if you do want that hybrid system for better fuel economy and I think more power, you're going to lose just a little bit of cargo space. All right, time to get up under the hood of the new 2024 Nautilus Black Label and talk about your powertrain. So in your new Lincoln Nautilus, you get your choice of two different powertrains. Your first is a non-hybrid powertrain, which is obviously not what we have here. That consists of a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder producing 250 horsepower, 275 pound-feet of torque, mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy for your non-hybrid rated at 21 city, 29 highway. This thing, it can tow up to 1,750 pounds, which obviously is not a heck of a lot, but maybe a jet ski, a small utility trailer, something like that. Curb weight on this car, right around 4,300 pounds. Then you can step up to what we have here, the hybrid powertrain. This gives you the same 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, plus of course an electric drive motor and battery. This system will generate a combined 300 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, so a bit more power and a bit more torque. Now, instead of an 8-speed automatic, your hybrid system is mated to a CVT. MPGs on the hybrid rated at 30 city, 31 highway. Curb weight on this is right around 4,500 pounds. Now, looking at specific weights, because those were estimates, that's going to put the weight of your hybrid right around close to 170 pounds more than the non-hybrid, so not a whole heck of a lot heavier. I reckon towing probably about the same, maybe even a little bit better considering the added power. Now you're probably wondering, okay, this is a nice car. This is a really nice car with a lot of neat tech, but how much is this gonna cost? So your new Nautilus comes in 3 different levels. First, you have the Premier, which starts right around $50,400. Then you can step up to the Reserve, starting you right around $54,700. And then you have the Black Label. This thing will start you right around $74,200. And then of course you add on things like options and destination and all that wonderful stuff. And of course you get your final price. Our tester today, as equipped, is priced right at $76,595. So yes, that is a lot of money, but this is a lot of vehicle. I mean, this is a whole lot of vehicle, a lot of luxury, a lot of tech. I don't know, it might almost be worth it. This thing is really nice. Now, for those who have maybe heard of Lincoln Black Label, but not really understood what's so special about Black Label, why it's so much more expensive, What's so special about getting a Black Label vehicle? How is it not just a high trim? Well, here's where it gets kind of cool. Your Black Label comes with all kinds of different privileges. Looking at the window sticker right here, first thing you get is a 4-year, 50,000 mile premium maintenance plan, which is already, it's already a great thing. Remote new vehicle delivery. They will deliver this thing to you. You don't have to come to the dealership. They'll deal with you remotely, they'll bring it to you. Remote service pickup and redelivery. If you're a busy business person, you don't have time to go to the dealership, you start work before they open, you leave work after they close, there is no time, and you don't trust your friends to take it, or even your wife or husband or whoever, they will pick this thing up, take it to the dealership, perform servicing, and bring it back to you. Anytime car wash, anytime this thing's dirty, you want to bring it in to the dealership, have them wash it, you can do that. It's included with the Black Label purchase. And if I'm not mistaken, if I'm remembering correctly, you also get 4 years access to the Blue Cruise system before you have to start paying for the subscription. That's a nice touch too. All right, so I think that's just about gonna do it for the full tour of the new Nautilus Black Label. Now let's get this thing out of the road and see what it's like to drive this thing. I think it's gonna be pretty nice. All right, time to get out here and drive the brand new Lincoln Nautilus Black Label. And I can tell you right from the start, I'm already liking how smoothly this thing rides. I'm not even up on the highway yet, I'm just on a small road. It soaks up bumps pretty well, and here's the light, and the brakes are nice too. Just to throw that one in there since the light came up. But while we're waiting on this red light to change, let's just go ahead and talk about what it's like to be in the car in general, not necessarily driving it. So right now, I'm in a great seating position. I'm in a nice, comfortable seat with some minor bolstering. Not a lot. It's just enough to kind of make you feel like you're being slightly hugged from behind. It's not bad at all. These perforated seats, got the cooling in them. Feels really nice. Climate control's going. Let's go ahead and cut that down a little bit. That might cut out some of the noise. I got great visibility all around me. I do wish that Ford and Lincoln were using a digital rear view mirror in their new cars. Unfortunately, they're not yet. Hopefully one of these years they will also adopt that. Now this is not exactly a large vehicle, so that's, not the worst downside in the world right there. But I gotta say, I like this interior. This is a nice place to spend time. Let's make this turn right here, and just for the heck of it, although this is not a sports car, let's see how this thing handles anyway. First of all, it's got plenty of power to get you up to speed. And I do have a backpack in the back, so you're going to hear it slide around a little bit. Okay, so obviously it's not a handling machine. It handles fine, it'll take curves just fine, but of course being a luxury vehicle and not a sports car, you are going to get some body roll out of this thing. As far as its ability to soak up bumps, it actually does so pretty well. It's not, ultra luxury like, I keep using Rolls-Royce as comparison when I talk about comfort and bump absorption, because I think it's a great comparison. And here I'm going to say it again, it's not a Rolls, it's not even an S-Class Mercedes, it's a Lincoln Nautilus. So, it's comfortable, it absorbs bumps pretty well. It's not like you're not going to feel anything. Definitely has plenty of pickup to get you up to speed. This is, of course, the hybrid powertrain, which has the more power, 300 horsepower, I do believe it was. And so if you're looking for power, this is the one you want. Also, if you're looking for fuel economy, this is the one you want. Now, strangely enough, I recently reviewed the new Hyundai Santa Fe, and I'm looking hopefully to review the calligraphy version as well in a follow-up video. And they also offer a turbo 4 in either a hybrid or non-hybrid configuration. But oddly enough, the non-hybrid is the more powerful version of the car, which seems kind of strange to me. You've got two different power components, why not bring them together to make more power? But whatever, that's how they did it. I like how Lincoln's doing it on this. You get a bit more power. All right, let's get out here. Let's see just how much power this thing has. We're at about 10, and let's just lay it down. Now, of course, you got to rev through that CVT, which isn't, going to deliver instant just power. But it's good enough to get you up to speed up a short exit ramp, or maybe somebody's out here on the road making you nervous and you gotta want to get past them, just kind of lay it down. And now once you're up to speed, it'll start getting up to higher speeds a bit more quickly than it will from zero. Yeah, it's a CVT, what do you want? But it's still a decent system, and I do like the extra power. Now, this is not a plug-in hybrid. This is just a standard hybrid vehicle, non-plug-in. Ooh, an Ineos Grenadier. Anyway, so that's just going to be there, offer you a little bit more power and a little bit more fuel economy. I will say this steering wheel is an interesting piece because of it not being round. It's a little bit odd to palm around. It's not hard, but if you're gonna palm the wheel, I recommend doing it from the sides because it is an odd shape. But I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it could be worse. It could be Tesla's yoke, right? All right, so let's try and activate this here. Blue Cruise system. So we're gonna set our speed here at 50 miles per hour. Turn on the lane keeping assist. And now the Blue Cruise is set. And now we're steering in the lane. We're going on a curve. Here's my hands, they're not on the wheel. Although here in a second it's gonna yell at me to do so. But let's see how it does. I mean, it does fairly okay. It's following this long, sweepy curve pretty well. I mean, it's a pretty long curve. So you told me right there, keep hands on the wheel. Got to give it just a little hair input every few seconds, maybe every 10 seconds or so, in order to keep the system active. Make sure you're looking ahead because these cameras right here, that electronic eye above the steering wheel, it's going to be watching you all the time to make sure you're staring ahead. So you can't be looking at your phone, you can't be reading the paper, anything like that, looking in the rear view at the kids, looking lovingly at your partner in the seat. You got to be looking ahead. So don't try to shave your face and drive. It's not going to like you for that. It does want you paying full attention because if something happens, if it fails to do something right, or you need to make an emergency stop, it needs you to be able to take over, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. Fully autonomous driving sounds great for now, but we'll see in the future. It may prove to be something that you just don't want people having. But here we go. Here we're a bit sharper of a curve, and hey, it's doing it pretty well. I don't know why it wants me to resume control. I guess it really wanted my hand on the wheel for that turn. I'm not really sure about that one. I'm going to come to a stop here. Now, will Blue Cruise bring you all the way to a stop behind a car? To be honest, I really don't know. I'm not quite ready to trust it just yet. Of course, I'm also extremely new to any kind of autonomous driving of any level. I've never used it even on a regular basis. I tested it in a Cadillac Lyric once at an electric drive event and stuff like that, but really I'm still absolutely not used to any of this. All right, let's get up on this highway here and see if we can resume this thing, bump that speed up a bit. We're gonna need it. 65 is a good speed. Let's get over, resume, 65, set the Blue Cruise steering, and we're blue. So here we go, let's see how it does. All right, so it's doing pretty well. It's keeping itself in the lane. I do have to give it a little bit of steering input once in a while. Look straight ahead. Suspension's doing a great job with these bridge joints, that's for sure. So far, so good. All right, now I want to make a lane change to get off this next exit, so I'm going to hit the signal, watch the road, changing lanes. It is now changing lanes all on its own. Deactivate the signal, and we'll follow the lane again. Here we go, it's following this turn. Yeah, this is where you want to use this system, is on road trips or long commutes, stuff like that. It's doing a decent job keeping itself in the lane. Let's bump that speed up a bit. All right, so it's still following the lane. All right, I need to get off. So here we go, preparing lane change. We're gonna take this exit ramp, and we do want to go ahead and take over control because it is an exit ramp. But okay, so that's Blue Cruise. It actually works pretty well when you're up on the highway and it doesn't have a lot of stuff to freak out and lane splitting and that kind of thing. It may work okay. Maybe I'm just a noob and I don't know how to use it. Well, I am a noob and I probably don't know how to use it. But it seems to work pretty well up on the highway. So that's not bad. We did 70 miles an hour. It kept itself in the lane, even around turns. It will perform a lane change on its own. Just activate the signal and give it a second to prepare and it'll get over. It's actually a pretty nice system. I want to talk a little bit more about what I think about this interior now that I'm out driving the car. Obviously, I've already said it's a nice, comfortable interior. It's got that Revel sound system that actually sounds pretty good. I have played with it a bit. It does sound really nice. But I'm going to talk about what it's like just to look around while driving with this interesting interior in this dashboard. I love this 48-inch screen that runs all the way across. I think this is so cool. The fact you got this screen here, it's all for the driver, gives you all the vehicle information with your map over here, your backup camera, and then you got this other screen for all your other stuff. And I love that you can configure what you want, what 3 items you want to see on that side. And my hope is that in the future, there will be updates to give you even more things to choose from to put on that side than you already get here. I think that's really cool. I also think that if our future is indeed electric and that we're gonna have to go to pure electric cars, that this is a good start. This is the kind of interior that you should have in a futuristic vehicle such as an EV. And I think this is just a really cool interior as well. This steering wheel might seem weird, but I think it's part of a great design. So what you've got is you've got this gauge screen right here directly below windshield level. You don't have to glance down pretty much at all. You just move your eyes just a hair and you can see the stuff in front of you, but you can still see the road as well, which means you don't even need a heads-up display in this thing. This car, this is the highest level of Nautilus, and there is no head-up display because you really don't need it. That screen is so close to windshield level that a head-up display really may only be a couple inches higher, so the difference is so negligible you really don't need that head-up display, which is awesome. This steering wheel, being the shape that it is, it allows you a perfect view of that gauge screen directly in front of you. So although some people may think this is weird, and it is to an extent a little weird, I'll admit, it's so much different that it's odd, but I think this works so nicely. Now, I don't know for sure if this is the direction that Lincoln is going to go with all of their vehicle interiors, but personally, I don't think it's a bad idea. All right, y'all, so that's going to do it for the all-new redesigned 2024 Lincoln Nautilus Black Label. I'm telling you, this is a nice car. And although this thing costs over $70,000, that is of course for the Black Label trim, you get so much luxury, so much tech, and a bunch of great perks with the Black Label. Now, if you don't need the perks or you don't care about that and you don't want to spend $70,000, you still have the Premier and you still have the Reserve above that, which are still going to be very nice vehicles. I love the way this thing drives. I like the way it looks. The tech is great. The new screen across the dash is awesome. Combined with the steering wheel, it's just a nice place to be, a nice thing to look at. I really like it. Everyone's taste is going to differ. Mine says this thing is nice. So if you are shopping for a mid-size luxury crossover, definitely put this thing on your list. I think at the very least, you'll enjoy going out and testing one out. Anyways, folks, that's today's review. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I hope it was informative, and if you're thinking about one of these, it'll give you a little bit more information to go on. Once again, huge special thanks to the folks at Ted Russell Lincoln here in Knoxville, Tennessee, for allowing me to use this Nautilus Black Label for today's review. Once you're done watching, make sure you check the description below where you'll find a link to their website so you can check out this and the rest of their great inventory. Anyways, y'all, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.